I met a bisexual person in year 5, and then I thought I was bisexual. And then as I got older, I found out what pansexual was, and I was like, oh yeah, okay, that's me. I kind of grew up liking girls a lot more than I liked boys, but I didn't really see them like that. I just saw them as I like them. A lot of people describe it as bisexual, but it's not that at all. When you look at someone, you just see them and you don't see their gender. You don't really care about gender, you just care about people.
So my process started in year 8 when all the kids were saying, this is gay, that is gay, you're gay. And then I sort of started doing some research and looking it up online, and I'm just like, this actually sort of sounds like me. And like sort of year 8 was like that big year I was just like, this is not who I am. I hate everything to do with that. Year 10, we had to do this assignment on marriage equality where we had to do like a presentation. And so I got up there, I did my introduction of my script, I threw my script away, came out, and then did like this huge passionate speech about marriage equality. And that's sort of how I first sort of came out as a homosexual.
It's not something that I run out and, you know, I say I'm like the gay lawyer of Whyalla or anything like that. I always say to my clients who are gay or LGBTIQ plus that, you know, my door's an open door. Like if you have any issues and whatever, like come and see me. I've got flyers for the GAST group in my office now. So just sort of, it's not advertising it, but sort of saying, well, you know, if you are, there's all these other things around you. A friend of mine from uni actually works at a competing firm up here. And so, yeah, she just sort of drew me into some of the events and things like that. That's how I met Hannah, who works at Headspace, and she then said, oh, we're starting this group called GAST. I think you'd be really great for it. So yeah, I've been to a couple of sessions there and met some of the younger gay and lesbian transgender people up here, which is really great.
So the event is just for everyone in the Whyalla community. It's sort of a big push for awareness, and like this community's here in Whyalla, like we're going to push for this to be more accepted within this community. It was sort of Headspace who brought the group together. They did advertising, you know, if you're like 12 to 25 and part of the LGBT community, come along. And we decided to make our own sort of like GAST march in Whyalla because we thought it'd be a great event to do.
Unfortunately, the services up here provided to everyone, let alone just LGBTIQ people, are really lacking. There's no sexual health centre here. There's no sexual health education within our schooling, which are really important aspects of being LGBTIQ. You know, and unfortunately the GPs and the other doctors and services up here aren't educated about some of the issues that only apply to our community. For instance, like I would not go to the GP up here and ask about PrEP. Like I went to do a checkup here and basically had to tell the doctor what I wanted to get done because he was just going to do a throat swab, which is really alarming, I think, because especially for the younger community, because they don't know what they need. I know what I need because I've been doing it for so long, and also coming from Adelaide as well. Whereas, yeah, I can't imagine any of the younger gay people, you know, having their first experience with a guy, understanding what sort of things can come from that in a negative sense, and being able to respond to that accurately.
At school, there was a point where a priest showed us an anti-same-sex marriage video. I think it was even harder hearing it from a priest because I'm religious, so it was hurtful, and it almost made me not want to come out.
I first realized I was transgender when I was 8, and I was kind of toying with the idea of coming out at about 12 and then 16, but because of being in a small town and there's a lot of Christians and Catholics and very religious people, and then my family is not overly accepting, I waited until I was 25 before I came out. one of the reasons I didn't come out, because my stepdad was very hyper-masculine and toxic masculinity. And I remember one time he sat me down and goes, damn it, don't want to use my old name. He sat me down and asked me, are you gay? And I was just like, no. But the fact that he actually came up and asked me that, I was like, is it a problem if I am?
My youngest son, Patrick, has only recently come out as gay, and that would have been a decision that was very hard for him to do. He had a bit of a tough time growing up here. It wasn't as easy for him. He wasn't playing the organised sports and everything that was sort of expected of young boys and men, etc. And you know, there was always those boys at school who would say a few nasty things. And you know, one particular occasion, Patrick came home from school and told me that as he walked into school, a group of lads had called out to him across the yard and said, "Why don't you go kill yourself?" And the only way I could really handle that was to say, well, I think those lads have got a problem, Patrick. It's not you, but those lads have got a problem.
I've had people tell me to my face that being gay isn't right or that it's wrong. I've also had people anonymously tell me, because I cut my hair really short and I kind of seem really masculine, so I've had people tell me that I should just come out as trans or that I just need to stop hiding it, and it's kind of made me feel uncomfortable. I just tell them to stop being ignorant and that I can wear whatever I want. It doesn't mean that I'm one gender or the other. I like dressing like this.
I'd say I'm definitely straighter up here than what I am in Adelaide, I'll put it that way. There are always going to be people for their religious opinions, etc., that may not support such an idea. But whether they would be vocal, I personally don't think so. I think Whyalla is actually a very accepting place, but you're always going to get pockets of the type of language that, say, these lads said to Patrick. I'm sure they all regret that.
I think it's like many other rural towns, I guess. Like, going to like Cal or Wilmington and stuff like that have an even smaller group of people, they get super racist and they get super homophobic and transphobic, and I'm glad Whyalla is a little more open. Every now and then I get a kid come up to me and go, "Are you a boy or a girl?" And I'm just like, "I'm a girl, my name's Sarah, hi."
And what's their reaction?
That's it, they just accept it.
Fair enough.
Kids are easy, adults not so much.
I think up here it's a lot more about just being what's normal, or what other people would perceive as normal, and sort of going about your pride that way. Just sort of being amongst it, being involved with the sporting communities and stuff, and they can go, "Oh wow, like this guy's gay, but he's like one of us." Pride comes in all different shapes and sizes. I don't need to be running out in a rainbow flag every single day. It's more about the small battles up here and sort of getting that visibility rather than celebrating our pride as a group.
Well, I'd like like sort of every closeted person I know to come out, but I know that probably isn't going to happen, especially in a community that's sort of judgmental. But it'd be great if they came out for the march, or like even just participated, because it's for everyone. It's like, even if they don't come out, it'd be great just to see that participation and like just sort of acceptance of this community in the town. Even though there's like 24,000 people in this community, I'm hoping at least like 200 show up.
I think it's definitely needed, and I think it's a great way to show the younger kids in the GAS group that they are accepted and they are loved, and that's what I'm looking forward to most about it.
I'm just hoping that it might encourage more people to be sort of accepting of who they are.